The 1 is Whiskey Blue. My Bud Light long shot of the night is owned by John Fike of New Albany, Ohio, trained and driven by the K-Man, Kane Kaufman. The 2 is Family Classic, owned by Rick Starr of Hilliard, Ohio, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr., Brett Miller. Number 3 is Jetstream Magic, owned by James Wampler of Kettering, Ohio, trained by Joe Essig with Sam Chipnoble III. Number 4 is Sandman's Impact, owned and trained by Ronald Gellerman of Sardinia, Ohio, with Jeff Ace Nicesonger. Number 5 is Power Pinch, owned by Rosemary Anders and Bob Harper. They're both of the Buckeye State, trained and driven by Bob Harper. The 6 is Trisha Lou, owned by Jim Davis of Lebanon, Ohio, trained by Brandon Piggott with Dave Hawk. The 7 is Lake Hills Lisa, owned and trained by John Nelson Perrin of Lebanon, Ohio. Sandy Beatty is out. The 8 is Stormy Gracie, owned by David and Richard Finfrock of New Carlisle, Ohio, trained and driven by Jack Daly. From the outside of the 9 is Kerry Lynn. The lessee is Brian Haynes of New Holland, Ohio, trained and driven by Keith Haynes. And scoring from off the second tier is number 10, Heidi's Ribs, owned by Robert Davis of Lebanon, Ohio, trained by Robert Davis. John Collins is in her sulky. That's the field for the 10th. Field in motion, over 10 in the wind pool. They're all fan pacing and firing for the lead from the middle of the track. There goes the 6, Trisha Lou. Driving up from the outside, there is Stormy Gracie. Up on the inside, and a little rough gated there is the 6-horse Trisha Lou. Trisha Lou is a real rough gated here and being drove to the outside by Hawk as they race around the first turn and over to the opening quarter. And Stormy Gracie is being set down on the front interior, leading it by 4. To the inside, Whiskey Blue is tracking her from second. Away in third, that is Jetstream Magic by the initial quarter, and a blistering 27 1/5 for these as they march on by the stands for the first time and head on down to the half. And Stormy Gracie with the lead here. Whiskey Blue is right there in the garden spot, racing in second. A gap at 2.5 in third, Jetstream Magic. Fourth is Family Classic. Fifth on the inside, Heidi's Ribs. First over the outside, racing in sixth, that is Sandman's Impact and Ace Nicesonger. Seventh along the rail, that is Power Pinch. Eighth along the inside as they race around the clubhouse turn and on over to the half. On top of the field through a half in 58 seconds flat, that is Stormy Gracie. Leading it here by a length and a quarter. Off the turn and driving down the backside. On top of the field, leading the way, Stormy Gracie. Leading it here. Up on the outside, first over the leaders, wheel disc in 2. That is Family Classic. Watching over these dueling leaders from third, that is Whiskey Blue. Second over the outside, racing in fourth, that is Sandman's Impact. To the inside in 5, Jetstream Magic. To the outside in 6th, Power Pinch. 7th on the inside, Heidi's Ribs. 8 to the outside there as they race by the 3/4 mile mark of the race. 3/4 in 1:27 3/5. They'll pace the final turn and head for home. And on top of the field, now clearing to the front, Family Classic, but now over the outside. Here comes the Bud Light long shot of the night. Whiskey Blue off the turn and less than 1/8 of a mile to go. And down the stretch they come. Family Classic with the lead. Whiskey Blue is coming to her and coming onto the inside. Family Classic, Whiskey Blue, Power Pinch, but coming to the wire. Family Classic is holding sway. Whiskey Blue to go second. Third of the mile was the 5, Power Pinch. Fourth was the 4, Sandman's Impact. The time of the mile, 1:57 3/5. Family Classic winner of the 10th race, the 2, Family Classic, a 5-year-old bay mare by Jake Lobel out of a Traddle. She by Cam Fella. It's owned by Rick Starr of Hilliard, Ohio, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr., nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Brett Miller. Second win in 2003, 1:57 3. The 2, Family Classic, gives Brett Miller 2 winning drives on this evening's card, giving him a driving double. The 2, Family Classic, 2-1 exacta 49.80, 2-1-5 try, 1:11.10. Late double 6-2, 87.20. Pick 3, 3 of 3, 228.80. 2-1-5 try, 111.40. 2-1-5-4 super, $662.20.